Keeping an eye on the situation in Puerto Rico, communications, we know, is still scarce in Puerto Rico in the wake of Hurricane Maria. For hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans living in the U.S. and mainland, there has been mostly silence from the island.
You can see dozens of cars lined up on that one stretch of road trying to get even the weakest cell signal. Tech expert Shelly Palmer is here with more. So, first of all, why is this happening right now? I mean, the hurricane, obviously, but this is, as you mentioned, we are totally reliant on technology right now, and the fact that people cannot get a hold of their loved ones is just maddening.
Yeah, we've become quite tech dependent in our lives, and of course they've got everything going in the wrong direction. They lost almost all of the power on the island. They've lost almost every cell tower. Well, they lost 1,360 out of 1,600 cell towers. Wow. And even if you can replace a cell tower with a solar-powered cell tower, get something up, people still have to be able to charge their phones. Very few people have all of their possessions with them. The island was pretty well devastated, so even with a hand-crank charger, you still need some electricity. The people are driving up in San Juan. There's a stretch of highway where if you hold your cell phone just the right way, you can get a little signal.
Right. So what can people do right now? Because so many people are trying to get in touch with their loved ones. And what is the apps or things that they can do?
Well, online, you can go to the Red Cross. There's a safe list there.
Oh, safe list.
There's also a PDF file you can download online that has they've divided the island of Puerto Rico into zones. Each zone has its own phone number, and what feet on the street, what the people on the ground are doing is as they gather information about loved ones, and
they're making a list.
They're making a list. They're also asking you to send emails to this particular group in Puerto Rico, and with as much information about your family as you can in the email, and only send it once, please, because
they're being bombarded.
They're being bombarded. But this really shows us how tech dependent we have become.
Right.
And look, I think, and I hate to say this, I don't mean to be political, if this happened in New Jersey, it'd be the only thing anybody talked about till it was fixed.
Of course.
This is really, really, really bad at a level that most people can't understand because we haven't had it here.
Well, when the mayor and the governor and everybody's saying it's catastrophic, and you see the videos and you know the basic necessities aren't being met, we need to pull together. That being said, what can we do in terms of not only getting in touch with our families, but how can we help in part with the infrastructure?
So
money, dollars?
I think the only thing that's going to put this back together are pure dollars. What they need is their power grid to come back online. They were in tremendous states of disrepair in advance of this hurricane.
So generators have to come in?
They need generators. They're going to need cell towers, which need to be delivered and installed.
Yeah, the magnitude. So the magnitude of this, you mentioned most of the cell towers are knocked out. I mean, how long is that going to take to get them back up and online?
To believe it or not, putting a cell tower up, there is new technology. They can be put together in line of sight with lasers. They can be put together. There's a lot of ways to build an island infrastructure that you just have to jump on.
Listen, a lot of people are using this app where it can take your phone and turn it into a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of that going on the internet. Can you still do that, Shelly?
You can only do it where you actually have power for your phone.
Okay.
What the island needs, there are some apps. If you root your Android phone, meaning if you illegally mess with your operating system, you can create what's called a mesh network where you don't get to the internet, but you get to each other.
Okay.
And so that kind of technology, we're going to see that all over, and I know people are doing that. You can't get to the App Store because you can't get that in the App Store, but there are ways to mesh these phones together, and that's really what's going to help.
So the bottom line is go to the safe list, send that email, and that's the only way you can get in touch. I mean, we're talking about 3.4 million Puerto Ricans.
It's really the easiest, or I should say the easiest, it's the most successful way you're going to be right now. If they can't get to you, for you to get to them is to use the government help and the Red Cross help. There is an app at Red Cross. There's a website, Red Cross, that has for the safe list, and that's where you have to go first.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Shelly Palmer.